Think about the last time you bought toilet paper. You probably stood in the supermarket aisle at Target or Walmart, looked at a package covered in cartoon bears or fluffy clouds, and thought you were making a simple choice for your family's comfort. But what if I told you that the innocent roll sitting in your bathroom right now is actually an environmental crime scene and a chemical delivery system masquerading as quilted comfort? You use it every single day on the most sensitive, permeable skin on your body, yet you probably know less about its ingredients than you do about the back of a potato chip bag. We've been conditioned to think that softness equals quality, but the truth hiding in those pristine white plies is enough to make your skin crawl. In this video, we are going to completely tear apart the American tissue industry. I will show you exactly how multi-billion-dollar corporations are feeding your household habits by destroying ancient forests, bleaching their products with methods that release dangerous carcinogens, and drenching the paper in hidden chemical cocktails. You'll find out which mainstream household names are secretly laced with skin irritants that dermatologists despise, and we'll break down the specific legal loopholes companies use to hide their ingredients from you. By the end of this investigation, you'll possess the exact laboratory data and sourcing facts needed to outsmart 90% of shoppers in the grocery aisle. And make sure you stick around until we get to the absolute worst offender near the end of our countdown. Because the brand with the biggest marketing budget in America is hiding a shocking secret that triggered a massive shareholder revolt. Before we name the specific brands polluting your shelves, we need to build an educational foundation so you understand exactly how a bad roll is made. Think of toilet paper like food. The fewer processed interventions, the better it is for you. At its core, toilet paper is just wood pulp. To make the premium, ultra-soft paper that American consumers demand, factories require long, strong wood fibers. These long fibers act like structural steel beams for the tissue, keeping it from tearing instantly when wet. But here is the catch. You can't get those long fibers from recycled office paper or fast-growing agricultural waste. They only come from mature trees, specifically from old-growth forests that have stood for centuries. The industry relies on a massive machine that grinds down ancient ecosystems just so we can wipe our bodies with a single-use product and flush it away forever. Once that wood is turned into pulp, it isn't naturally snow white, it's a dull, muddy brown. To get it to that sterile, blinding white color you expect, corporations subject the pulp to massive chemical bleaching processes. This is where the real danger enters the manufacturing chain. While the industry has largely moved away from pure elemental chlorine, most mainstream brands now use a process called elemental chlorine-free bleaching, or ECF. Corporate marketing teams love this term because it sounds clean, but it's a total illusion. ECF bleaching still uses chlorine derivatives like chlorine dioxide. This process still creates chlorinated compounds and releases dioxins into the surrounding environment during manufacturing. Dioxins are classified as Group 1 human carcinogens by the World Health Organization. They don't just vanish into thin air. They linger in the water systems and can leave trace residues on the paper itself. The engineering tricks don't stop at bleaching. To prevent a super soft, multi-ply roll from disintegrating the second it touches moisture, manufacturers add chemical binding agents known as wet strength resins. These are often formaldehyde-based mixtures that cross-link the fibers. Imagine it like a chemical glue holding a fragile paper bridge together. While it keeps the paper functional, it leaves behind microscopic chemical remnants. Furthermore, independent testing has continuously uncovered markers for per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, better known as PFAS or forever chemicals, in mainstream tissue products. These chemicals are heavily used in manufacturing machinery, lubricants, and packaging materials. easily migrating onto the very paper you press against your body multiple times a day. To top it all off, the industry loves to upsell you on luxury variations. They add synthetic lotions, artificial fragrances, and aloe-infused coatings to make you feel like you're buying a spa treatment. In reality, these additives are just a cocktail of mineral oils, paraffin waxes, and petroleum derivatives that function like a coat of plastic paint on a wooden deck. They trap moisture, alter your body's natural pH, and create a playground for chronic irritation. The industry has spent decades convincing you that a heavily engineered, chemically treated sheet of wood pulp is a basic human necessity for cleanliness. The truth is, they've been selling us an expensive illusion that damages our health and the planet. Now that you know the hidden mechanics of the deception, it's time to look at the actual culprits on our store shelves. Let's dive straight into the worst offenders sitting on American grocery shelves, counting down from the deceptive to the absolute corporate nightmares. If you already feel like checking your own bathroom cabinet, hit that subscribe button right now because it gets significantly harsher from here. We start our countdown with Fiora. You've probably seen this brand stacked at regional grocery chains and discount stores across the country, masquerading as a premium name brand alternative at a bargain price. Fiora has received a straight F grade on every single edition of the Natural Resources Defense Council's issue with tissue scorecard. That F means the brand uses 100% virgin forest fiber with zero recycled content and no meaningful sustainability commitments whatsoever. The pulp comes from industrial logging operations in the Canadian boreal forest, where over 1 million acres of old-growth trees are clear-cut every single year. The boreal stores twice as much carbon per acre as tropical rainforests, meaning every roll contributes directly to accelerating environmental destruction. On top of that, its bleaching process relies on elemental chlorine-free methods that release chlorinated compounds during manufacturing. Consumer reviews consistently complain about tearing, poor softness, and a fine layer of dust residue left behind after use. You are paying name brand prices for a mediocre product that treats the planet like an endless lumberyard. Verdict: it's essentially sandpaper dipped in corporate apathy. Moving on, let's talk about Target's store brand, Up and Up Soft and Strong. This one is incredibly frustrating because Target actually sells a separate house brand called Everspring that scores an A on environmental metrics. Same store, same shelves, completely opposite ends of the spectrum. Yet Target pushes the F-graded Up and Up brand in massive bulk packs and weekly deals. This product relies entirely on virgin forest pulp with no recycled content and is bleached using standard chemical processing that leaves trace byproducts. There is zero transparency from Target about which chemical treatments are applied during production. Independent testing conducted by the consumer wellness group Mammovation at an EPA-certified lab found organic fluorine, a known marker for PFAS forever chemicals, in several mainstream toilet paper brands. Furthermore, a peer-reviewed study from the University of Florida detected PFAS compounds across major toilet paper brands, including chemicals that degrade into toxins now regulated in U.S. drinking water at parts per trillion. Buying this pack to save a couple of bucks means bringing uncertified, chemically opaque pulp into your home. Verdict: it's an environmental failure wrapped in Target's clean corporate aesthetic. Next up are Amazon's private labels, sold under Amazon Basics and Presto. Every single one of these lines received an F grade from the NRDC. Amazon is the largest online retailer on the planet and possesses the leverage to push the entire consumer goods industry toward sustainable sourcing. Instead, they chose to manufacture some of the worst-scoring toilet paper available. These products use 100% virgin forest fiber, carry no Forest Stewardship Council certification, and offer zero recycled content. Because Amazon's supply chain is notoriously opaque, there is no way for consumers to trace which chemical processes are involved in the mills. What makes this deeply concerning is how Amazon's recommendation algorithm works. When you search for toilet paper on the site, Amazon pushes its own brands straight to the top of the search results, burying better alternatives further down the page. Verdict: algorithmically optimized environmental destruction delivered straight to your doorstep. If you shop at Walmart, you are likely familiar with great value toilet paper, which represents a dangerous intersection of massive market reach and rock bottom quality standards. Great Value is the single best-selling store brand of toilet paper in the United States, found in roughly 4,700 Walmart locations. Every single variant, whether it is labeled soft, strong, ultra, or basic, scored a dismal D or F on the NRDC scorecard. Walmart has made public sustainability pledges in other categories, but for toilet paper, they continue to rely on clear-cut virgin forest pulp bleached with harsh chemical methods. There is absolutely no corporate transparency regarding their use of formaldehyde-based wet strength resins, which are applied to mass-market toilet paper to keep it from falling apart when wet. A case report published in the Canadian Family Physician Journal documented patients whose chronic vulvar and perianal irritation was traced directly to formaldehyde residues in heavily bleached toilet paper. The researchers specifically noted that the thicker, more absorbent, heavily processed brands were the primary culprits. Verdict: cheap pulp treated with harsh resins, sold at a scale that pollutes millions of American homes every day. Now let's look at Scott 1000 and Scott Comfort Plus, manufactured by the consumer giant Kimberly-Clark. Scott has been a household staple for over a century, but that legacy does not make the product safe. Scott 1000 scored an F on the scorecard for years, only crawling to a D recently after Kimberly-Clark announced a forest policy promising to eventually reduce natural forest fiber in its supply chain. The key word is eventually. Right now, it still uses virgin pulp as its primary material. The paper is notoriously thin, forcing consumers to use 3 to 4 times as many sheets per use, which completely defeats the purpose of a 1,000-sheet roll. Scott's sister product line of flushable wipes triggered a massive health scare when Kimberly-Clark had to issue a voluntary recall of millions of wipes due to bacterial contamination with Pluralibacter jergoviae. This bacteria caused rashes and serious infections, leading to a multi-million-dollar class action lawsuit settlement. While the dry toilet paper wasn't part of the recall, it highlights severe quality control failures within the exact same manufacturing network. Verdict: thin, abrasive paper from a corporate network that couldn't keep harmful bacteria out of its own facilities. Coming in next is Cottonelle, another flagship Kimberly-Clark brand, riding on clever marketing rather than merit. Like Scott, Cottonelle scored an F for years and only achieved a token D due to future corporate pledges. The toilet paper still heavily relies on virgin forest pulp and standard bleaching methods, but its biggest issue lies in its specialized product line extensions. The Cottonelle variant, infused with aloe and vitamin E, adds heavy lotion compounds including mineral oil, paraffin, petroleum derivatives, and synthetic alcohols. Dermatologists and gynecologists have flagged these exact additives as major contact dermatitis triggers, particularly for sensitive skin. If you have ever switched to a soothing toilet paper to resolve irritation, only to find the problem getting worse, these synthetic lotions are the primary suspect. Furthermore, the massive 2020 recall over bacterial contamination affected Cottonelle flushable wipes across a 7-month manufacturing window, resulting in certified class action lawsuits where consumers described severe skin infections requiring medical treatment. Verdict: a brand that markets itself on gentleness while coating its paper in synthetic triggers and battling contamination lawsuits. Approaching the absolute worst, we must call out Costco's Kirkland Signature toilet paper. This is the second largest private label toilet paper brand by market share in the United States, and it has received a straight F on every single NRDC scorecard ever published, without exception. Costco members buy this product in enormous 30-roll bulk packs, believing they are getting premium quality at a discount. What they are actually getting is 100% virgin forest pulp, bleached with chlorine compounds, and sold with zero transparency regarding chemical treatments. Costco possesses staggering purchasing power, with over 100 million cardholders worldwide. If Costco demanded sustainable sourcing from its suppliers tomorrow, the entire industry would shift within months. Instead, they choose to sell massive volumes of clear-cut forest pulp. To make matters worse, the University of Florida study published in Environmental Science and Technology Letters confirmed that the forever chemical marker 6.2 dipap was found across major toilet paper brands. This compound degrades into toxic PFOA, which the EPA links to immune suppression, developmental issues, and chronic diseases. Verdict: you are buying environmental degradation and chemical exposure in bulk, 30 rolls at a time. Next is Angel Soft, manufactured by Georgia Pacific, a subsidiary of Koch Industries. It has earned a straight F on every NRDC scorecard since the reports began. The brand uses 100% virgin forest fiber, contains zero recycled content, holds no FSC certification, and refuses to reduce its reliance on old-growth pulp. Georgia Pacific is one of three massive corporations controlling roughly 80% of the American toilet paper market. A report from Nature Canada and the NRDC revealed that industrial logging for this pulp emits millions of megatons of carbon dioxide per year, making it a massive emission source. Angel Soft also uses standard bleaching that generates dioxins and chlorinated hydrocarbons during production. The brand positions itself as the affordable, family-friendly comfort option. But when the true cost includes clear-cut ecosystems and chlorine-derived manufacturing carcinogens, the price on the shelf is a total scam. Verdict: their marketing slogan tells you to be soft and strong, but the only thing strong here is their refusal to change. Coming in just before our number one spot is Quilted Northern Ultra Plush, also manufactured by Georgia Pacific. This is Angel Soft's premium sibling, and it manages to be even worse from an environmental and health perspective. It earns a straight F on every scorecard, but because of its multiply ultra plush construction, it uses significantly more virgin wood fiber per roll. The plush softness you feel comes directly from long virgin softwood fibers harvested from mature trees. Recycled fibers are shorter and coarser, which is why corporations refuse to use them in premium lines, choosing instead to clear-cut ancient forests to achieve a slightly thicker texture. Furthermore, Quilted Northern's scented varieties introduce a massive health hazard. The generic term fragrance on a label is a legal loophole, allowing companies to hide a mixture of undisclosed chemical compounds, including phthalates, synthetic musks, and volatile organic compounds. When applied to highly permeable skin, these chemicals are easily absorbed. Gynecologists have warned patients for years to avoid scented bathroom products entirely. Verdict: an over-engineered luxury roll that sacrifices ancient trees for extra plies and coats them in undisclosed chemical fragrances. Finally, taking the number one spot as the absolute worst toilet paper you can buy in America is Charmin, manufactured by Procter & Gamble. Charmin represents everything wrong with the consumer tissue industry rolled into one squeezably soft package. Procter & Gamble's flagship brand has earned 6 consecutive F grades on the NRDC scorecard, the worst sustained record of any major brand in history. Every single Charmin product, ultra soft, ultra strong, and essentials, uses 100% virgin forest fibers sourced from clear-cut operations, But Charmin's problems go far beyond deforestation. Independent laboratory testing conducted by Mammivation at an EPA-certified facility detected 13 parts per million of organic fluorine in Charmin Ultrasoft, a direct marker for PFAS forever chemicals. Meanwhile, Charmin Ultra Gentle contains heavy lotion additives like paraffin and mineral oil that dermatologists identify as chronic contact dermatitis triggers. Online health forums contain years of complaints from consumers experiencing severe local irritation and allergic reactions after switching to Charmin Ultrasoft. The corporate behavior is arguably worse than the product itself. In 2020, over 60% of Procter & Gamble's own shareholders voted in favor of a resolution demanding the company report on eliminating deforestation from its supply chain. Instead of complying, the company quietly removed references to forest degradation from its updated policies, prompting a formal SEC complaint alleging materially misleading statements to investors. Descendants of the founders, William Procter and James Gamble, even publicly urged shareholders to vote against board members over this abysmal record. They recently launched a niche bamboo line to clear their conscience, but the vast majority of Charmin filling American shelves remains the same F-graded PFAS-contaminated product it has always been. Verdict: the cartoon bears in the commercials might be clean and comfortable, but your conscience shouldn't be. And now, what it was worth watching all the way through for. We are finally leaving the toxic wasteland of mass-market corporate greenwashing behind and moving into the relief of products that actually care about your health and the planet. These 4 options prove that bathroom tissue can be genuinely soft, incredibly strong, and entirely clean without clear-cutting ancient carbon sinks or exposing your family to chemical irritants. We are breaking these down from the most accessible mainstream options to the absolute top-tier premium choices, so that you can find a cleaner switch no matter your shopping style or household budget. Starting our recommended list at number 4 is 7th generation 100% recycled bath tissue. This brand has been a dependable foundational player in the sustainable home goods space for decades, consistently earning an A grade on the Natural Resources Defense Council's scorecard. 7th generation builds its product entirely from recycled fiber, including at least 50% post-consumer waste. This means no standing trees are ground into pulp to make your roll. Its manufacturing process is certified processed chlorine-free, completely bypassing the production of dangerous manufacturing dioxins that taint the brands on our worst list. It is entirely free of added fragrances, synthetic dyes, and greasy artificial lotions. The New York Times Wirecutter historically selected 7th generation as their top sustainable choice over heavyweights like Charmin because it strikes an honest balance of strength and daily utility. In terms of texture, it won't feel like a fluffy synthetic cloud, but it feels like traditional paper that holds together reliably without shedding. Priced reasonably per roll, it is a highly cost-effective transition for families who shop at local supermarkets, Target, or online platforms. One honest caveat to keep in mind: independent laboratory testing by Mammivation did catch trace levels of organic fluorine in a recycled sample, which scientists attribute to contamination from the thermal store receipts present in public paper recycling streams rather than intentional factory addition. If you want a standard, solid paper choice that stops clear cutting and stays highly affordable, this is your baseline. www.lasticfree.com at number 3. Better Way Bamboo Toilet Paper steps up to tackle the chemical transparency problem head-on. If you are someone who suffers from recurring skin irritation or sensitive perianal health, this brand is custom-built for you. Better Way takes the extra step of submitting its product for independent testing through SGS, one of the world's leading verification and certification firms. Their results consistently report non-detect levels for organic fluorine, providing verified assurance that you are keeping PFAS, forever chemicals, away from your body. Better Way is crafted from 100% Forest Stewardship Council certified bamboo, a grass that grows back within a few years compared to the decades required for boreal trees. It is entirely free from formaldehyde, BPA, fragrances, and dyes. Better Way offers a standard whitened version alongside an unbleached, natural brown variant for people who want to eliminate chemical bleaching agents from their lives altogether. Its premium 3-ply construction delivers an incredibly soft experience by utilizing a unique double texture weave, a smooth side for sensitive contact, and a patterned side for efficient, thorough cleaning. In blind consumer tests, 96% of participants chose Better Way as their favorite sustainable brand for texture and softness. It gives you nearly double the length of standard grocery rolls with 360 sheets per roll, meaning fewer annoying roll changes. It is a bit more expensive up front, but when you calculate the cost per sheet and factor in the medical peace of mind for sensitive skin, the investment is totally justified. www.ebay.com. Claiming the number 2 spot is Real Premium Bamboo Toilet Paper, a choice that masterfully combines pristine, clean ingredients with real-world accessibility. Real has earned a stellar reputation, holding an official B Corporation status that proves the company meets strict verified standards for environmental and social accountability across its entire business model, not just its marketing flyers. Made entirely from sustainable bamboo, Real is free of BPA, chlorine bleach, synthetic dyes, and hidden fragrances. What makes Real an absolute game changer for the average consumer is its physical availability. You don't have to hunt down specialized online eco stores or wait for shipping. Real is available right on the shelves at Target stores nationwide. You can literally walk right past the toxic graded house brands on your regular grocery run and pick up a completely plastic-free box of Real. The tissue itself is impressively strong, lint-free, and remarkably soft, avoiding the rough texture that people often fear when stepping away from virgin pulp. It is priced competitively with mainstream premium lines, ensuring that making a healthy choice doesn't break the bank. It represents the perfect bridge for the everyday shopper who wants to vote against old-growth logging without upending their weekly shopping routine, taking our absolute number 1 spot as the cleanest, smartest toilet paper you can buy in America is Who Gives a Crap 100% recycled toilet paper. This product achieves an immaculate top tier on environmental scorecards by being made entirely from recycled paper fibers, whitened safely without elemental chlorine, and packed with zero plastic waste. Every single roll arrives individually wrapped in vibrant recycled paper wrappers that look great on a bathroom shelf while eliminating the standard plastic wrap that ends up polluting oceans. Who Gives a Crap is a proud certified B Corporation that famously donates 50% of its total profits directly to global sanitation nonprofits like WaterAid, helping build clean toilets and infrastructure for communities that need it most. They have donated over $13 million since their founding, meaning your daily routine actively finances global health initiatives. Performance-wise, their recycled line is soft, incredibly strong, and completely septic safe. It holds up beautifully under pressure without needing the chemical lotions or synthetic fragrances that spark allergic reactions. By opting for their recycled line over a standard virgin fiber roll, you drop the carbon footprint of your bathroom habits by roughly 67%. It performs exactly like a premium supermarket brand, costs about the same per sheet when purchased in bulk subscriptions, and completely severs your connection to clear-cut logging and toxic chemical additives. It is the ultimate gold standard for your body, your wallet, and the planet. Now that you know exactly Which corporate giants are making a fortune off destroying public lands and drenching your household paper products in uncertified chemicals? Let's establish some ground rules so you never get tricked again. When you are walking through the grocery store aisle at Kroger, Safeway, or Publix, you need a quick, bulletproof strategy to sort the real clean products from the clever marketing illusions. Here are 6 rules you should memorize or screenshot right now. First, check the foundation of the roll by reading the fine print for the terms 100% recycled or 100% bamboo. If a package simply boasts that it is ultra soft or ultra plush without stating the structural material, it is guaranteed to be made from clear-cut old growth trees. Second, look for explicit processed chlorine-free or PCF labels on recycled paper packages to ensure the manufacturing loop completely bypassed the production of toxic dioxins. And avoid products that use elemental chlorine-free methods because they still generate chlorinated residues. Third, treat the word fragrance on any household tissue label as an immediate red flag. This term is a legal loophole that allows multi-billion-dollar conglomerates to hide synthetic chemicals, heavy artificial musks, and skin-corroding phthalates from consumers. Fourth, look for an official Forest Stewardship Council logo, specifically the FSC Mix or FSC Recycled stamp, which provides verified, traceable evidence that the paper pulp was harvested responsibly. Fifth, completely ignore built-in luxury claims like aloe-infused or vitamin E-coated, because these variants are invariably bound together with synthetic mineral oils and paraffin waxes that alter your natural pH and trigger chronic skin irritation. Sixth, buy your sustainable lines in large cardboard boxes or online subscription bundles instead of single plastic sleeves to prevent your clean paper from soaking up the chemical slip agents and artificial processing lubricants often found inside standard mass-market plastic packaging. When you look closely at the modern consumer goods industry, it becomes obvious that the mass-market tissue business is built entirely on cheap manufacturing shortcuts disguised as household luxury. Corporations rely on our collective indifference to keep selling us heavily bleached, over-engineered rolls of clear-cut ancient forests because it is the most profitable path for their legacy supply chains. To break free from this system, you only need to make one simple shift in your thinking. Stop evaluating toilet paper by how fluffy it looks in a commercial and start reading the structural label exactly like you would read a nutrition panel. By switching your daily household purchasing habits to ethical bamboo or recycled paper alternatives, you completely remove your hard-earned money from a corporate cycle of deforestation and chemical exposure. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time digging into the dirty truth behind the everyday products sitting on our bathroom shelves. If this investigation opened your eyes to the hidden corporate greenwashing happening right under our noses, please hit that like button, drop a comment below telling me which specific brand surprised you the most, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss our upcoming deep dives into household consumer goods. Make sure to share this video with your close friends and family members, because chances are someone you know is currently buying bulk packs of F-graded paper from Costco or Sam's Club and dealing with mysterious skin irritations without having any idea why. If you want to take your home sustainability goals even further, click on our next video breaking down the best affordable bidet attachments available at local hardware stores that can instantly slash your daily paper dependency by 75%. Stop letting corporate marketing bears dictate what you press against your body. Be smart, protect your health, and buy clean.